I feel like I'm saying the same things I said in my July favorites, so I'm really sorry. You do you, boo. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 products of 2021 so far. I don't know who started this video, but I really like this style of video because I want to look back on this video in a few months and see if these products are still my holy grail products, if they're still in my top 10, or if something has replaced them. I know we're more than halfway through the year, but that's okay. Next year, I'll be sure to get this up a little sooner because like this was a little bit late. In my true fashion, I am a very late person. I'm Cuban, so we always run late. You know how it is. Some are a little recent, but some are not recent. So I have a good mix here. It was really hard to narrow it down to 10 though, let me just say that. Yeah, if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I do a ton of colorful makeup looks like this. I also do a ton of product reviews. So if that sounds like something that interests you, I would love to have you as part of my fam. And let's get into this video. Okay, what do I start with? I guess I will start with like the way I did my makeup, which was a really weird order today. I'm not even gonna lie. I started with Auric. Okay, this has been a great product. This released I think back in January. This is the Auric Glow Lust in the shade Morganite. I do have the original, but I do believe that they have not reformulated but made the Morganite shade a little bit lighter to suit like fairer complexions. Honestly, I'm glad that wasn't the original plan because I don't think I would like for it to be more fair. It's fine the way it is for my skin tone, and I have like a fair light skin tone, I would say, and then I do self tan a lot, so I could use this in a variety of ways, you know what I mean? The way I actually use this today is as a primer type thing. I did use like a different primer, which I'm not even going to talk about, but it is one of my current favorites. It's the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I really do like it. It's very smoothing. I use that as a primer, but then I put this all over my face as kind of like a base before my foundation, and it just makes me look super glowy and dewy, and I love it. I love using this as a standard highlight as well. I think it gives a really nice natural glow. It's not like the most bam in your face, but that's also not the point of this. I think that this is a very luxurious product. I did do a whole dedicated review on this. I just really think that the stuff is worth it. Such a nice product, and I highly recommend it. Can't wait to see what else she comes out with because so far I'm very impressed with everything, but this was the top pick for me from her first launch. So yeah, I'm actually gonna skip over the palette. I just feel like palettes should go last. They're the best part, so save the best for last, right? What did I use next? I guess that would be, okay, yeah, I did go in a really weird order for my base products. I went in with cream blush, and now let me tell you, there have been so many cream blush releases this year. It's actually ridiculous how many. When I think about the one that I use the most and the one that I continuously gravitate towards and go back to even though I don't use it for a while, it's the Milani ones. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush. Today I use the shade I Cherish You, but I also have the shade Your Peach, and I also have, I forgot the name of it, but it's like a more neutral one, and I honestly can't even find it. I gotta organize because everything is everywhere. I love the formula of these a lot, so I use these today in a really weird way because you'll see why later on, but I did put this on under my foundation, and I use, like I said, the shade I Cherish You. This is like the more cherry colored one. I felt like it went with my eye look a little bit better, but what I love about this is that it's so pigmented. You could still see it. I did not like powder over this. I didn't use a powder blush over this at all, and you could still see it over the foundation, which is amazing. It's so pigmented that you do kind of have to take a light hand, but it's not so pigmented that it doesn't blend out. It's very easily blendable. I love the price point of this. Like honestly, that's why when I was thinking about it, I was like, which is the cream product that checks off all the boxes? By the way, I do want to do a ranking all my cream products. I really do think this would be high up on the list. I'm not sure if it would be number one. I really have to think about that. That would be a very difficult decision. I do think that this is a great product, and especially for the price point, I think, like I said, it checks off all the boxes. It is easily blendable. It's very pigmented. I love the shades that they offer as well. There's a ton of shades. I own 3 of them only, but I want to get them all, to be honest. This one's probably my favorite color, the I Cherish You. It's very, very affordable. This checks off all the boxes. I think this is the best cream blush that has come out this year, which is insane. I already messed up, but it's okay. I'll talk about this now. Anyway, I think that the best brow gel that has come out this year is from Nudestix. This is a standout product to me, even though it's a little newer in my collection. I did get this sent to me from Look Fantastic, and you can use my discount code if you're interested in purchasing this, and you can get 22% off, which is amazing. This is a fantastic brow gel because it's clear, first of all, so it doesn't have a color. I did talk about this in my July favorite, so I feel like, and I just recently filmed that one, so I feel like I'm like kind of saying the same things I said there. Some of these products are repeats, I'm not gonna lie. There's like 4. That's how much I love them. They are the most standout products of the year. So this I love a lot. It really sets your brows in place without making them hard or crunchy, which is something I definitely look for in a brow gel. So I don't want my brows to feel like they're glued on. I also really like that the applicator doesn't disperse a lot of product. When you take this out of the tube, it's not like there's a bunch of gel that just goes everywhere. Once you comb your brows through, it like stays in place. This was originally a part of the Nudestix like brow something. I think it was a brow pencil, brow pen, something like that. Like it had another product. It was dual label ended and this was on the other side of it, but they decided to finally release it as like its own little individual product, which I think had to do a lot with Kathleen Light's, like it was her doing, which I'm so grateful for because now we have this. Also, this is a lot of product, but I really like this. I think I like it more than my Benefit 24-hour brow setter, which is insane. My brows last all day with this product. I just love my brows when I use this. A standout foundation from this year, and you're gonna think I'm crazy for this, but it's so true, is the One Size Powder Foundation. I think that this is such a stunning foundation. I am wearing it today. This is the only foundation I'm gonna talk about in this video, so like it's my favorite foundation of the year that has been released so far. I did talk about this in my July favorites, like I said, but I did talk about it as a setting powder, not a powder foundation. Today in the demo, you'll see I am using it as a powder foundation, and I did it, like I said, over the blush, which looked really good. It looked so good over the blush. It just smooths everything out. I think it's also a great setting powder. It is a very smoothing powder no matter how you use it, but I feel like it looks a little bit heavier over foundation, but not too heavy. Like I do when I wear normal foundation, like to go in with this product over my cream products anyway, just to like make everything mesh together and kind of smooth everything out. That's a great way to use it. I love multi-purpose products like this, like setting powder, powder foundation. It looks great either way. It gives a really nice medium to full coverage. I could have built on this, but I just didn't feel like it. It's like a very even application. It evens out my skin tone and it makes everything really nice and smooth. And this was my first time trying it over the Auric, and I'm really impressed with how this looks. Normally it's a little bit more matte, I would say, but it's not too matte. Like I have really dry skin, so powder foundation is not my thing. The fact that a powder foundation is my favorite foundation of 2021 so far is crazy. I think it works with a lot of skin types. I never thought that I would have a powder foundation as my top foundation of 2021 so far. A powder that I think is a super standout powder, and I'm pretty sure this launched this year. If not, it was last year and I just didn't know it, but it became like popular this year. Like it's definitely like a this year powder. It's the Dior Powder No Powder. Again, I did talk about this in my July favorites, but I'm going to reiterate what I said, maybe in a different way. This is the most lightweight powder you will ever get. I do want to get the shade below this, but I have the shade 1 Neutral. By the way, I didn't mention this, but I have the shade. Let's see what shade I have in the one size. This is the shade Light 2N. This powder though, it is so lightweight and just smoothing as well, but this is a lot more, like this is not going to give you any coverage. It's just going to set everything, make everything like a nice luminous matte. I like using this under the eye. This is literally a no powder feeling. Like you don't feel that this is on your face at all. I do think that this is worth the money. It's $40 in comparison to the Charlotte Tilbury, which is another favorite of mine. It's a little bit heavier on the skin, a little bit more medium coverage, and that one's $45. So I do like this one. It's been one that I'm reaching for constantly. Definitely a standout product for 2021 as well. So then after that, I went in, I think with highlighter. I don't know what was wrong with me. I went all over the place today, but we're going to talk about this anyway. Again, another July favorites. I'm sorry. I did just want to mention the Pat McGrath Divine Glow highlighter in the shade Golden Nectar. I think that this is a stunning highlighter shade. It doesn't emphasize any texture. I like the formula more than I like the shade. Like the more I look at it, the more it's like, yeah, this belongs when I'm more self-tan than now. I don't like the packaging of this. I think I mentioned that a little bit in that video. It is one of those like you have to push this down and then open it. I like her other, like her palette packaging where you just, it's magnetic. This is like a little click and I hate that. It's very hard to open sometimes, especially if you have nails. This formula is so smooth and it's so creamy and blendable and just soft. And look at that swatch. Again, it's a little dark. It's not gonna work for, if you're fairer than me, forget it. I'm excited to see if this is gonna be my favorite highlighter at the end of the year for real. It's a little pricey, but I think it's worth the money. Next, we have the Kylie bronzer, another July favorites. I love the tone of this bronzer. I love the formula of this. This is made in Italy. The bronzer formula is so much better than it used to be. It's a little dark for me right now, but I like the shade of this. It's a pretty neutral bronzer. It's very easy to blend out. Look, I'm even blending it out with my finger and it blends so seamlessly. I fell in love with this the first time I applied it. It gives you like such an airbrushed bronzer look. It really chisels out the cheekbones, but it also like makes you look overall bronzed. It's such a great bronzer. I can't recommend this enough. I feel like I'm saying the same things I said in my July favorites, so I'm really sorry. If you want more details though, definitely go check out my July favorites. For eyeshadows, this was a hard decision, let me tell you. My number one palette of 2021 has to be the Natasha Denona Circle Loco palette. I think this is such a fun palette. I think the formula of this is amazing. I hadn't been this excited over an eyeshadow palette until this launched. Like honestly, such a fun palette, such a fun color story. If you like color, you'll love this palette. It's the palette on my eyes today. It did a little bit more of a more simple look, if you can call it that. It literally took me like 10 minutes to create this look. It was such a fun purple smoky eye moment, which I don't think I've done with this palette yet. I just love all the combinations that you can, like all the looks and the combinations you can create. It's so fun. You can actually do a neutral look if you truly want to. I did did do a 5 look swim palette with this palette. One of them was a pretty neutral look. By neutral, I mean wearable. It's not like a brown tone neutral, you know what I mean? I love the formula of this. There's a couple of the cream to powder formula. These two, they're a little trickier to work with, but they're stunning. You're never gonna go through any single eyeshadow in this probably, like ever. So it doesn't really make sense to me that she made this the full size $129 palette, but her reasoning is that it is limited edition and she wanted to make it that price point and that size, which makes all the sense. You do you, boo. And the last two products and my favorite products of 2021 so far are a couple of products I did talk about my July favorites, so I'll quickly go through them. This is the Sol de Janeiro Rio Deo. It is an aluminum free natural deodorant and it smells a little bit like the Bum Bum Cream, slightly a little bit more powdery and more fresh than that, so it's not as strong either. It's like not overpowering, I promise. But the best part is that this actually works. I have BO. I say this in like a lot of my videos and this works on me. I become immune to deodorants very easily though, so I'm glad I found another one. I'll have to probably switch back and forth between my Kosas deodorant and this one eventually because I will eventually become immune to this, so I do love this a lot. And then the last one is, I'm so glad they came out with this fragrance. This is the Kaoli Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. I love this fragrance so much. It is definitely my top fragrance of 2021 that has released, although they did release another one and I do have it. It's the Vanilla Utopia and I love it and I'm wearing it today actually, so I cannot spray this because those two do not mix. But this is the one that I've been using all summer. I think this is a very summer scent. It is a very sweet scent. It has pink pepper. It smells a little spicy as well, so if you don't like that then you won't like this, but you smell the sweet undertone even though it's a little spicy as well. It's a very unique scent. I don't have anything like this, just like the Utopia one. I really don't have anything like that one. I like Kaoli as a brand. I can't wait to see what else they release. Hopefully they come out with another perfume. Honestly, I'm all about perfumes. I'm about to buy that Rihanna the Fenty one. I just really quickly wanted to talk about the two products because I did talk about them in my July favorites. If you want to see more detail about them, then check out that video for sure. Those were my top 10 products of 2021 so far. Let me know what your top product of 2021 is so far because I would love to know. I cannot wait to see how I feel in a few months if these are still going to be in my top 10. And yeah, that completes this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Let me tell you, I keep looking at this lash and it's like playing me for reals. It does not look good. It looks so uneven. I wonder if I cut them wrong or something. No, shut up. And the last two products in my favorite, oh my